on everyone, it's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to today's Pokemon GO video. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the brand new Mega Evolution that was recently introduced to Pokemon GO, and I'm of course talking about Mega Lucario. There is a lot of discussions online regarding whether or not this Pokemon is going to be any good, and I'm going to tell you straight up right now, this is probably going to be one of the best non-legendary Mega Evolutions that you could have. The reason for that is because when it comes to fighting types, this is definitely going to be the number one and probably for the foreseeable future. And then on top of that, it is still a pretty decent steel type attacker, although there is going to be much better options in the future. Recently on the Sylph Road Reddit, there was actually a post talking about the battle analysis for Mega Lucario, and if you look at the charts for fighting types, it is absolutely the very best. But when it comes to steel types, it's kind of in the middle somewhere. So that means Mega Lucario is going to be the absolute best fighting type, but not necessarily the best steel type. But that really doesn't matter because when it comes to steel types, there are a lot of very obvious good options, and recently we got Dawnwing's Necrozma, which is going to be the absolute best, and that is available to everyone. So I would say that when it comes to fighting types, that's where you're going to find the most uses for Mega Lucario, and then on top of that, there really isn't too many options to begin with, so it's going to be really beneficial for you to have this Mega Evolution. Outside of Mega Lucario, there's probably only Terrakion and maybe Shadow Machamp that are viable fighting types for raids. So it's going to be really helpful that you have Mega Lucario in your arsenal. And on top of that, recently with Mega Lucario Raid Day, they also introduced the Fast Attack Force Palm, which is a very powerful move when it comes to fighting types, and it definitely elevates this Pokemon to higher levels. So yeah, if you're wondering whether or not Mega Lucario is going to be any good, yes, it is going to be phenomenal for raids, especially if the raid boss is weak against fighting types. And you should also keep in mind that Lucario has the dual typing of fighting and steel, which is going to be resistant against a lot of Pokemon that would typically be strong against fighting types. So Mega Lucario does have a lot of things going for it, but at the same time, it is kind of a one-trick pony. You're only going to be using it for raid battles that are weak against fighting, and I would say maybe even for gym battles as well, but primarily for raiding. You're not going to ever use this Pokemon in PvP, not that Mega Evolutions qualify anyway, and even if it were, there's going to be much better options out there in terms of Mega Evolutions. So that is something you should keep in mind. This is going to be one of the best raiding Pokemon in the game, but outside of that, you're really not going to find yourself using Mega Lucario. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Mega Lucario will actually be extremely useful when it comes to taking down gyms. The reason why I say that is because some of the toughest gym defenders are all weak against either steel types and fighting types, like Blissey, Chansey, and Snorlax. So yeah, maybe this Pokemon will find some uses outside of raids, but right now, I would say it is going to be a one-trick pony for raids. That's basically how I would label it, but do not discount its usefulness in other areas. I do think this Pokemon has a lot of potential, especially when it comes to PvE content. Of course, the reason why I say that is because there isn't that many fighting types. You pretty much only have Terrakion as a useful fighting type with all of these modes. Yes, there's Machamp, yes, there's all these other Pokemon, but a lot of them do not have the bulky stats to keep them alive, so I would say that Mega Lucario is definitely going to be one of your most useful Pokemon, especially when it comes to requiring a fighting type. It is a really good Pokemon, don't feel stressed out about that. Make sure you farm up as much Mega Energy for Mega Lucario as you can whenever it is out, because it is a highly valuable Mega Evolution. And that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding Mega Lucario down below. Did you end up getting yourself a high IV Lucario from the raid day? Do you have yourself a really good one that you plan to use with this Mega Evolution? Definitely share all that in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to all my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the contents of the channel, the best way you could do so is by joining my Patreon. If you choose to do that, you will get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids in the friendship system, if you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a different way, you can do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.